Hey. My city in the background. And you know what this is? This is Teal Tuesday. And I'm your humble servant. My name is Scott, your host for the Teal Shirt Report podcast. Well, it's Teal Tuesday, April the 29th, episode show number 23, we'll call it. Michael Jordan, first 23 that comes to mind. Sent a message to Gaylor. I'm thinking I know who wears 23 for the Jaguars, but I sent him a message where he can get involved and he can contribute as a contributor, correspondent and contributor of the Teal Shirt Report podcast and BigJReport.com. This is Teal Tuesday on YouTube. We'll also, I believe, put this one on the audio platforms fairly quickly too. And we appreciate you guys tuning in. We're like 1 minute in. Brought to you by Saucer Realty and Capital for your real estate needs in North Florida. Don't forget about the Mad Max Mix. Weebly.com. Now we have Teal Tuesday on YouTube and on our podcast, of course. And then Max has got a show on Wednesdays, 6 to 8 Central Time, 7 o'clock to 9 o'clock Eastern Time. Max is basically in the Central Time Zone doing the show. So his time, 6 to 8 o'clock Central Time. Our time, 7 o'clock till 9 o'clock Eastern Time. And this, of course, is the Teal Shirt Report podcast. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm trying out, I have to say, I'm trying out some new music. And there we go. Welcome to the show. Glad you guys are tuned in. You know, I'm fairly happier now. I think I'm fairly happier now with the draft than I was initially. On day one, you trade a bunch of picks, the second rounder, the number 1 round pick in 2026. Our executive producer, JC, told me, he said, hey, I'm feeling better about it now. And JC he actually told me he saw a documentary, I think it was on SI, about Travis Hunter. And his mood really changed about the draft and about Gladstone, the GM of the Jaguars, moving up to get Travis Hunter in round 1. I mean, I know our contributor correspondent, John Gaylor, was behind it and excited about it from the very beginning. I'm thinking, oh no, we're not going to get that top flight offensive lineman or D tackle in round 1 or round 2, but we got Travis Hunter, Heisman Trophy winner. Now you might just have like 2 number 1 receivers, and since he's got a year in the league, you got to make Brian Thomas Jr. the number 1 wide receiver. And at this point, Travis Hunter's probably 1B or 2A, or just 2. But 2 guys to build on with your quarterback, Trevor Lawrence. Then you get this kid, Millam. And JC, our executive producer, is wild about Millam. Athletic guy, I think he's 6'6", 313 pounds or something. I haven't heard any tale of him drinking smoothies or putting mayonnaise in his coffee or anything goofy like this. This guy could be the real deal and could start. And if he's a third round starter, that's pretty good. And if he can play at a fairly high level and improve over the next 2 or 3 years, you got something. And Millam, a third round pick, who John Gaylor's kind of calling a steal. Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp, man, the Jumbo Shrimp are boiling hot in 21-6. They beat the Gwinnett Stripers on Sunday, April the 27th, by the score of 3-2. The Shrimp, they were 16-6 at one time and blowing the baseballs out of the park and great pitching and 16-6, and now they're 21-6. JU Dolphin baseball team, Alex Nunnery reported to us a couple of days ago, the JU Dolphin baseball team's won 8 in a row, I believe. And we've got that in our college baseball 2025 area in our sports section. at bigjreport.com. So a lot of things going in the right direction. However, the Eichmann had a great regular season, but man, the playoffs came around. Probably their biggest nemesis is a kind of a charter franchise of the ECHL. The Florida Everblades swept the Icemen 4-0. But it's not as bad as 4-0, but it really is. But all the games were close. All 4 wins for the Everblades, believe it or not, were in overtime. All 4 games. Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp again 21-6. The Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp boiling hot 21-6. In the draft. And by the way, go to our website at bigjreport.com in the Neighbors 2 section. Hey, you'll see Rick Springfield coming to St. Augustine. There's some other shows up on the site as well. There's some good shows coming to North Florida and surrounding areas. Go to bigjreport.com and click on the Neighbors 2 section. You'll find links for the madmaxmix.weebly.com. Mad Max is showing Wednesday nights, and JC's live from the pub show on Thursday nights at LakeUpallahits.com. Great internet radio where it's all good. There's links for these shows in the Neighbors 2 section. There's also an article about Mad Max in the Outside the Box section. And for those of you that do not know, Mad Max had a very serious surgery. I guess it's been maybe, 2.5 months ago. And he took almost a month off from the show, but he's been back on for about a month, and he's sounding great. The madmaxmix.weebly.com each Wednesday night. You'll find a link for Mad Max's show on the website at bigjreport.com in the Neighbors 2 section, and also in the Outside the Box section. The link for JC's show in the Neighbors 2 section at bigjreport.com. Now, I do appreciate it if you go to the website first, Neighbors 2 section, bigjreport.com, and scroll the website, and you'll find the links for Lake Eufaula Hits, for JC's show on Thursday nights, and Mad Max's show this and every Wednesday night, the madmaxmix.weebly.com, where Mad Max plays classic rock requests, music, pop classics from days gone by. Check out the madmaxmix.weebly.com and read the article about Max and some of the music he plays on his show. Go to bigjreport.com and check out the Outside the Box section. And then for the links, go to the Outside the Box section or the Neighbors 2 section at bigjreport.com. Now, I want to thank a lot of people. We get a lot of help with our Facebook group. Man, look at the weather. Okay, some clouds. I tell you, when I start confronting reading things, did this just happen? Am I still on? Yeah, I'm still on. Okay. Let me go back to what I was reading. Here we go again. I got the blank screen, but I believe we're still on. Let me see if the camera's still on here. No, I went away. I got frozen. I am dead frozen, but I think you could hear me still talking. Okay, so if I'm frozen on the screen, it's okay. So we'll see if we could continue along. I had an issue with the toilet the other day, and it's fixed now. It was off and on plunging for about a day and a half, and we got that fixed. And man, it's great to hear that toilet flush and everything go down. I told my wife the toilet is still flushing good so far this morning. She said, that's good. Okay, so, and hey, my wife is out of town, I must say. I mean, she's really out of town for a while, but she'll be back. She's kind of helping to take care of her parents, and she'll be here to North Florida soon. Well, I'm having a little trouble with I hate this because we had a good show really, really going now. And now all of a sudden, God, we got some good posts at bigjreport.com, or I should say, well, we do at bigjreport.com too, but also at Big J Report Facebook group. A couple of old school Topps baseball cards on the site. Good post from John Bass about the Lady Gators. And this is what I was looking for. I was looking for Pete Prisco's 2025 NFL draft grades. We don't have them all. I don't see Buffalo's up here, but Buffalo didn't pick till 30th. They didn't pick till 30th. I think they picked a defensive back, according to our executive producer, JC. But there's time, there's future shows to go over other teams' picks. But Pete Prisco put together a few teams, and these were probably some of the better, I'm guessing, or comparison of draft grades. Pete Prisco has the Dallas Cowboys a B+, Houston Texans C+, Denver Broncos B-, Indianapolis Colts B-, Detroit Lions C-, Green Bay Packers a B, Kansas City Chiefs an A, and our Jacksonville Jaguars an A. When is the last time the Jacksonville Jaguars... I've never seen the Jaguars draft class rated an A. Never. The only draft class that probably could be given an A is when Tom Coughlin drafted Tony Baselli and then later drafted Fred Taylor. Those would have been pretty close to A's, wouldn't you say? I wrote some stuff. Raleigh Sayward was in the Big J Report Facebook group, says he's not a Prisco fan, but he loves the fact, I guess, he's ranked the Jags draft an A. I wrote, if the offensive lineman Wyatt Millum earns a starting spot and becomes a good player and improves over time, I can agree with that A from Pete Prisco, especially if first-round pick wide receiver quarterback Travis Hunter plays well, puts up some good numbers, stays healthy, and helps us win more games this year than last year. Yeah, at that point, yeah, Pete might be right, especially if defensive back Caleb Ransall, third-round pick by the Jaguars at number 88 overall, turns out to be an above-average player and a day 3 drafted player. Actually, he was a day 2 drafted player. I'm kind of getting ahead of myself here. Yeah, Pete may be right, especially if defensive back Caleb Ransall turns out to be an above-average player. He runs a 4.3 40. He's got the speed. Looks like he could really get his head into the play. And I'm hopeful this defensive back Caleb Ransall out of Tulane turns out to be an above-average player, maybe better than that. And now moving ahead to day 3. A day 3 drafted player or two that becomes contributing players for a team winning more games, then for sure it can be an A for the draft here in Jacksonville. Somewhere on the yacht, Balky is pouring drinks for a private party for Shad Khan. Balky telling stories of when he was Urban's yes man and when he drafted Brian Thomas Jr. in the 2024 draft. Days gone by, but hey, Brian Thomas Jr. is the guy to talk about for sure, with well over 1,200 yards receiving in 2024. Could the Jags have 2 number 1 wide receivers now? Oh my. How about that? I think we're still talking, but I think the screen is I think the screen got frozen, but I'm still talking. And hey, we appreciate you guys listening into the Teal Shirt Report podcast. Hope you got something out of this podcast. Also, make sure you tune in for the Mad Max Mix.weebly.com. MadMaxMix.weebly.com this Wednesday night. JC's live from the pub show on Thursday nights at Lakeview Ball of Hits. Go to the BigJReport.com Neighbors 2 section. You'll find links for both shows. And for your real estate needs, remember, Saucer Realty and Capital. I think I've got a dark screen now, but sometimes it means I'm frozen. But I appreciate you guys tuning into the Teal Shirt Report podcast. I want to thank our executive producer, JC, for chiming in. He's a little bit more into the first round pick, Travis Hunter, now. After talking to him yesterday, he saw an SI special on Travis Hunter. He saw, I think what got JC is that Travis Hunter was out fishing on some kind of yacht or boat. And I think that helped turn the page for JC. It really did. So Travis Hunter likes to fish. He likes to play offense and defense. But with the Jags trading up to number 2, I think he's going to be playing mainly a lot of offense, maybe some defense. We'll see how it works out. Training camp's going to decide a lot of these things that we've talked about. Episode show, by the way, number 23. Michael Jordan wore number 23 in the heyday. Probably the best NBA basketball player of all time. Not my favorite player. He won a lot of championships, though. God, I like Pete Maravich when I became an Atlanta Hawks fan. And those old New York Knicks teams from the late 60s and early 1970s, Willis Reed, Walt Frazier, Bill Bradley, Dave DeBusschere. I don't know if any of those guys wore 23, but again, Michael Jordan did. So let's see. I did put a message in to John Gaylor. See if he got back to me here on the Teal Shirt Report podcast, episode show number 23. I haven't heard back from John yet. Let's see though. Maybe we'll get a message in here. We're brought to you by Saucer Realty and Capital for your real estate needs in North Florida. Also by the Mad Max Mix.weebly.com and JC Show live from the pub. JC Show live from the pub. Now I might be even having internet issues. Okay. So what we will do now is I will attempt to find out, and maybe you already know who wears number 23 for the Jaguars. It may be the guy I'm thinking of. Is it the guy that plays cornerback for the Jaguars? How well do we know our Jaguars and their numbers? We know that Travis Hunter is going to wear, I think he's going to wear number 12 on offense and 21 on defense. Tyson Campbell has a 2 and a 3, but it's a 3 and a 2. He wears number 32. So I actually don't have the number 23 number. Tyson Campbell wears 32 actually. 23. 23 is going to be a great player. Forsaid Alakun. Great linebacker. One of the top tackling linebackers in the National Football League and with the Jacksonville Jaguars the last few years. He re-signed his deal last year. Great linebacker. And he wears number 23, Forsaid Alakun. I appreciate you guys tuning in to the Teal Shirt Report podcast. Michael Jordan wears 23, Forsaid Alakun, linebacker for the Jaguars. I mean, he's a tackler, man. He's made probably more tackles than any of the Jaguars the last 3 years. Thank you for tuning in to the Teal Shirt Report podcast. You guys have a great day. I'm Scott, your host, and I'm out. This has been episode show number 23. Have a great day.